All right, so we have the different forms of quadratic equations, which you saw in that activity, which we did. The first one that we're going to talk about is standard form, and this is what you are usually going to see a quadratic equation written in. Standard form is f of x equals, I'm going to make this first one a different color because this one appears in all of the equations, so we'll make it a dark blue. Ax squared plus bx plus c. In standard form, and in all these forms, a does not equal 0. To find your axis of symmetry when you're given standard form, that is x equals negative b divided by 2a. You can also find your y-intercept in standard form. And that is just your c, whatever your c value is, or written as an ordered pair, 0, comma, c. And then a few more things to note. If a is greater than 0, so that means positive numbers, your parabola opens upward, so it has a minimum. If a is less than 0, so that means negative numbers, your parabola opens downward, so it has a maximum. The next form is factored form. Which is f of x equals a parentheses x minus r1 parentheses x minus r2. So again, this a and this a are the same number. You're going from one form to the other. In this case, r1 and r2 are the roots of the parabola. And remember, roots are your zeros, x-intercepts, and solutions. You should note if it's x plus r1, if this is a plus instead of a minus when it's written out, then the root is the opposite of what you see in R1, or R2 if it's R2. And then just like before, if a is greater than 0, it opens upward. If a is less than 0, it opens downward. And then the final form is vertex form. Which is f of x equals, and then again this a, if you're switching between all of them, is going to remain the same number. parentheses x minus h squared plus k. And it's called vertex form because you can easily find your vertex. Your vertex is h comma k. Now note, just like above, notice how it's minus here. So if it's x plus h squared, then h is negative for the vertex. If it's minus, your h is positive. And then from here, you can also easily find your axis of symmetry. Your axis of symmetry is x equals h. Again, if h is positive, then that would be a negative h right there. You can also find if it's a maximum or minimum, just like the other ones. If a is greater than 0, it's a minimum, meaning the minimum value is at y equals k. And if a is less than 0, it's a maximum, meaning the maximum value is at y equals k. Okay, next we're going to learn algebraically how to move between the different forms.